So today I decided that I would be a little bit more personal, and I normally am pretty real. I don't really hide a lot, but I thought about with everything that's been going on that I would share a little bit about my journey of going from fear to faith. So, the verse that I wanted to start out today with is Psalms 27:1. It's one of my favorite verses. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? So, growing up, I pretty much was scared of absolutely everything. I literally, the joke was that I was scared of my own toes. And that's not a good thing to have when you have like a lot of older siblings. And I was so scared of everything. I would have nightmares all the time, and I would pretty much like any movie would set me off. Darth Vader was like the scariest thing ever. I know a few people know this about me, but whatever. I'm still gonna talk about it. And other things that scared me half to death were like owls and geese. I would come running inside if I ever had any geese like fly over. I don't know what it was, but I lived my whole entire life in fear. And that just kept going as I got older. Like I never really worked through it. And so when I got to my teens, I got really nervous when people would talk behind my back, and I would like walk into a conversation and I would think that someone had said my name, and I would just like lose it. And so and then also just like getting left behind, rejected, anything like that. I was just really, really scared that people would think badly of me. And so it brought me, I just wasn't confident in who I was as a person. And I wasn't really able to do anything without like having a lot of anxiety and tension and that kind of thing. So then as I started riding in my teens, a little bit like younger, maybe, let me think. I guess I started seriously riding at like 13. And so, you know, teens are hard. Puberty stinks, and high school years are genuinely quite horrible sometimes. And middle schools as well. Even though I was homeschooled, I still had everything that, you know, is part of growing up. So with all of that fear, I took that into everything that I did. And so I started jumping horses, and holy cow, I fell off so many times. And so I was very scared all the time. And I had this horse who would like do like a deer, like a bunny jump, because he was green. And so he would jump over the jump, and I would fly off because I had short legs and I had a long torso and I didn't have any balance. So I fell off around 200 times, I would say, in my teens. Praise God, I don't do that anymore. But it took me a long time because I was so scared of doing everything. And so that was, I took fear with everything. Every single jump, I got scared. New horses were very scary to me. Yeah, just everything that was like change was placed in my life, I would freak out. But I wouldn't always show it. I would freak out inside. And so I had this super brave front, and then it just stuffing down your emotions doesn't actually work. Been learning that a lot lately. So then I went to Bible school at Miracle Mountain Ranch, which totally changed my life. And I just felt like God saying, like, you don't need to fear anymore. You really don't. You don't need to be scared of these horses. If you want to make a career of this, you can't be scared of every new horse that you work with. Even if they're dangerous, like, you need to be smarter than them. They're a big animal, but if you use your brain, you can be smarter, you know, and humans are way smarter than horses. But you can't let them get the best of you. And I had many people tell me that, and I just was so scared. And so the verse that came into my mind at this point was, the Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life, of whom shall I be afraid? Like, I do not need to walk in fear. And so let's see. So then I just felt like I started making choices that I could get past this fear. And it took this one horse named Ace. He was very special. And he would do very scary things to me, kind of like just run away, and I had no way of stopping him. And that's a very scary feeling for me. I like to be in control. And so I just chose to keep going and to pray a lot and ask God to give me strength and wisdom. And by the end of working with him, I really had, like, I was so much more confident in my riding. And I'm really glad I worked with him, because knowing, like, I didn't actually know it was going to change who I was as a person when I was working with him. So I'm really glad I stopped living in fear that horse, and then just like different things that I had been learning at Bible school. I stopped living in fear, and God kept putting that into that verse, that Lord is my light and my salvation, whom shall I fear? Like, I really don't have to fear. So I know I'm just repeating myself, but that's okay. Life goes on. Yeah, so I became more confident, and I started to choose the next right step for my future, because everything was sort of my daily walk was fear, and now I had to change it to, okay, I have faith in God, and I'm not going to get worried anymore. And so then this other verse that I have is Hebrews 11:6. But without faith it is impossible to please him, for he who comes to God must believe that he is, and that he is a rewarder of those who diligently seek after him. And I just had so much comfort in that, and I just kept choosing to seek him. And so as I've chosen to walk in faith and not fear, I have become like a totally confident woman. And like, even just dyeing my hair purple, like, whoo, takes guts for me, because I haven't actually dyed my hair in 15 years. So let's see. So now coming to this time in our lives, and with COVID-19, we are faced every day with not knowing what will happen in the future. And the small and medium-sized businesses, many laid off, many are sick, sometimes death is happening. People all over are hurting and scared and filled with anxiety. And all of those things are part of not trusting that God is in control and that he is sovereign. And I believe that wholeheartedly. I know I try not to speak too much about God, because I don't really want to preach at my followers. But I do want to encourage people to know that choosing to trust God in the little things and in the big things, like big things like worldwide, little things like my horse was really hurting. We figured it out today. I'm super excited to see what we can do, and it's just an encouragement to have like her feeling better, because I was really stressed out about it. And so just choosing that no matter if you don't have income coming in, or you have friends, like my friend had a car hit him on his bike. Like, there are just so many things that are happening every day outside of COVID-19, but that are still extremely important and intense for us as people. And so I just want to leave you with this this verse that has been like coming to my mind, is that 2 Chronicles 7:14. If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray and seek my face and turn from their wicked ways, then I will hear from heaven. God is hearing our prayers from heaven and will forgive their sin and heal their land. And we need healing, people. We need healing in our mental. We need healing in our physical. We need healing spiritually. We just need that. And so I'm going to continue to pray and continue to run my business with God at the head of it, because I can't do it without Him. And I clipped yesterday. I'm still offering services. Very careful about staying away, of course. Just trying to figure out the best way. But God knows what you're going through, and if you have any prayer requests, let me know. Yeah, I'm just excited, but it doesn't mean that I'm not, having some fear and having some anxiety. So I do have to choose to live with Psalms 27:1. Remember, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? So, God be with you. Love you guys. I hope you take some time to watch it.